All right, hey, so my name's Cornell,
My name is Gonçalo.
My name is Lennon.
And my name is Danny.
and today we are the inventors of Study Bros. So Study Bros is a more effective way to study because we realize that, during our classes, we forget 70% of what we study in the first 24 hours. And this is just a way to solve that. And I'm going to walk through that for you today just to see how effective it is. So I'm going to show you a guide here. So we're just going to start studying. And it's a very, very simple UI. We're just going to choose a file that we want to study. So let's say that forensics investigation, for example. So we just uploaded that study documentation there. That takes it into the server. And then we're going to generate 33 equal chunks of like what we want to study. And the reason why we generate these chunks is number one, AI agents have a hard time taking in a lot of information. So we solve that by putting it into chunks. And number two, this easily splits your studying material so you can study it better, so you don't face information overload, which is one of the worst parts of like studying for like a long duration and why people can't remember a lot of what they study. So from these chunks, what we're going to do is we're going to generate study material. And this is the cool thing. So this is completely free if you have like any kind of subscription, like let's say you use Claude, OpenRouter, OpenAI, or like even a Codex CLI. You can just click like what you generally use like day to day if you use ChatGPT. And essentially from there, you can actually like use this to generate your study material here, which is going to be either the flashcards, the quizzes, the practice tests, or the summaries here. So let's say that we want to generate just like 10 flashcards, for example. We usually recommend like a mixed difficulty just to have the most effective like studying habits. But if you wanted an easy day or a medium day or a hard day, like you can do that as well. So let's go ahead and generate this. All right, so now the AI is going to generate the study material for us, and we're going to go through it together just to see what it generates. So now, while that's generated, I just wanted to talk about kind of why is this better than just like using ChatGPT, for example? Well, because we implemented the most effective studying habits like possible. So we've actually done our research based on scientific evidence, and we've used stuff like, for example, spaced repetition, Bloom's taxonomy tracking, 85% difficulty targeting, just to make sure that your brain is actually retaining that information. It's scientific gamification as well. So that way it keeps you studying for longer. And we even added an MCP server. So that way, if you do use something like, I don't know, like Codex or Claude Code, for example, you can study with that as well and have the most effective studying habits as well. So let's go back here. And as you can see, we have our flashcards here, and we can either take a quiz or like generate a practice test after this. And we even gave the option to either export the flashcards via JSON or MD, just in case you wanted to study like with your like agent. And so as you can see, like we generated 10 flashcards here with like the flashcard question and with the answer as well. And then from here, it's generating an actual quiz from those flashcards. So you can't cheat the system, and you actually have to retain like this information as well. Plus, you could also like generate like a practice test as well, just to make sure that you're actually retaining this information. So while you do that, you can also check your progress too. So it has an actual knowledge heat map. So once you go through the flashcards, what's going to happen is it's going to keep track of what you got wrong and what you got right. And as you can see, for example, variables, we've mastered like the art of variables. But for example, like when it comes to computational thinking, we still have to learn that, and we still have to keep track of that. And it's also going to track like your study consistency and like the difficulty zone as well. So for example, we have an 81% accuracy rate. The target is going to be 85% for actually retaining the knowledge. So we're going to make sure that we're actually studying enough to hit that 85% rate. And that's where the scientific gamification comes in. And then it has the confidence calibration. So essentially it asks you after, how confident are you? Like, do you think you got 8 out of 10 right? Do you think you got 9 out of 10 right? And from there, what actually happens is it actually tracks what your confidence is versus what you actually got on like the actual practice test, which is pretty good. So you can actually track if your confidence is right or not. So your brain knows like where you particularly are in your studying habits. So now this actually goes through your studying weaknesses and like the recommendations of what you should study next, which is pretty cool. So you basically have like a whole like studying assistant here that you can go through and make sure that you're actually forming like good studying habits. And then I pulled up just like the quiz here. So the quiz, like this is just to track like your actual like knowledge of, you know, like going through those flashcards. So you can't like actually cheat the system. So for example, I'm just going to go through the quiz here quickly. As you can see, I got one wrong. So it'll just let me know why I'm wrong here. And I'm just going to keep going. And as you can see, I can see why I got it wrong here and why in my actual like percentage here as well. So like, let's see the results. So as you can see, it's like 30% of the quiz wrong. That's not really good there. And let's see if the progress updated here. Boom. Let me go back. Bang. Yep. So as you can see here on the flashcards, it shows me the ones I got wrong and the ones I got right as well. So I can retake that quiz as much as possible to ensure that I actually understand the information. So this is like what we built here. It should be just an easy way to study. It should be seamless and a very transparent experience like for the user to have, so they can actually retain the information over time. Thank you, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.